Oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
Yeah, that a little bit of free money goes a long way.
We need him back. Because, baby, them checks. Oh, yes, them stimulus checks, Trump.
Wait. This is for Sexyy Red and everyone else who has found themselves in the camp of blacks for Trump. I have to go to receipts on this one. I'm going to read this verbatim so I don't mess up. Can you guess who said this? Black guys counting my money? I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. Racist! The other thing that I would raise for you all, one of the most egregious things that I saw Donald Trump do was question Barack Obama's citizenship. When Barack Obama ran for office, there was a whole thing called birtherism. Guess who the birther-in-chief was? None other than your boy, Donald J. Trump. And to add insult to injury, when the next person who was super qualified to be sitting in the Oval Office and alongside the person in the Oval Office was up to bat, Kamala Harris, who is now our vice president, he actually said that Kamala Harris did not meet the requirements to be the vice president. Talk to me more about how Donald J. Trump is for the blacks.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this video featuring Angela Ree, who is panicking, sounding the alarm because Sexyy Red, the hood rat rapper, came out and endorsed Trump. Okay, she endorsed Trump on Theo Von's show, saying that the hood loves Trump and she likes Trump. And she wished that Trump was back in office. Now, again, I don't think that that Sexyy Red is somebody that people should listen to when it comes to politics, okay? I don't mind the fact that she endorsed Trump, and it's better than nothing, even though I think that she endorsed Trump for the wrong reasons. But hey, I ain't really gonna say too much about it, okay? I'm just saying I don't think her political opinion should be taken seriously, just like I don't think that Cardi B's political opinion should be taken seriously, okay? But however, we live in a time where you can be a degenerate rapper and you can rap about the worst things for black people. You can promote bad behaviors for black people, specifically young black girls like Cardi B and Sexyy Red does, and nobody's going to say anything about it unless you have the wrong political opinion, okay? Again, if you're Cardi B and you support Biden, you're praise and worship. If you're Sexyy Red and you support Trump, then the black bourgeoisie, the black liberals will attack you, right? All of a sudden now you're the enemy of black people, right? Even though, again, these people, these women have promoted degeneracy that I would say is the cause of the cultural rot, or a part of the cultural rot that is happening in the black community. And one of the reasons why black people really can't get ahead. But no. It's only a problem if you have the wrong political opinion, okay? So that is why now you have black liberals like Angela Ree, who's a Democrat Party propagandist, coming out here and panicking. She's in panic mode because black people are deciding that, hey, we want to vote for Trump, okay? Or allegedly, this is what they're saying. I'll believe it when I see it. But allegedly, more black people open to vote for Trump. The hood loves Trump, right? Which is what Sexyy Red says, right? So now they have to come out here and deprogram black people, and I'm using Hillary Clinton's words here, okay, in sarcastic way, that is. You got to deprogram black people from being MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters, right? Because that's a problem. If you're black and you support Trump, in which the economy was objectively good under Trump, things were objectively better for black people under Trump, that's bad.
I'm just saying, hey, do you think more people are going to support Trump now in the hood
like
or
Trump.
no?
Yeah, they support him in the hood. Because at first, I don't think people was fucking with him like they thought he was racist, saying little shit and, you know, against women. But once he started getting black people out of jail and giving people their free money, oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
Yeah, that a little bit of free money goes a long way.
We need him back. Because, baby, them checks. Oh, yes, them stimulus checks, Trump, we miss you.
Wait. This is for Sexyy Red and everyone else who has found themselves in the camp of blacks for Trump. I'm coming to you all as someone who is definitely, by admission, politically privileged. And because of that political privilege, who I talk to, what I watch, where I've worked, the firm that I own, I understand that there are certain pieces of knowledge that I have that others may not. And my good friend, Dr. Wes Bellamy, called us all to the carpet and said, hey, We cannot expect folks to understand everything about politics that we know just because they haven't been exposed. And so I am trying to step and lean into grace to meet you where you are, because some of this misinformation, some of these facts have to be fact checked. So this is my extension of grace. Let's get into it. So I want to deal first with the fact that this is a very serious matter. The arguments about what Trump has done for the blacks have to be called out, have to be addressed, because Donald Trump just this last quarter alone has raised $45 million, by far exceeding the rest of the GOP field. So this video isn't just about Sexyy Red. This video is really, or this video series are really to ensure that black folks who are for Trump, or just might be by default, understand what he's really done or not done for us. So for those of y'all who say Trump pardoned the homies, man, let's really think through that, right? Are we talking Kodak Black or Lil Wayne or maybe even Alice Johnson by virtue of the fact that Kim K advocated for her? And shout out to Kim K for that advocacy. Who are we really talking about? There are still a lot of black folks who were in jail under Donald Trump. See, the thing that you have to understand is out of all of the people who requested clemency, a commutation, a pardon, Donald Trump actually was the president who pardoned the least number of people since 1945. Actually, when he had the opportunity to even support or lean in around the innocence of black people, I take you back to the Central Park Five, now known as the Exonerated Five, because these young men didn't do anything wrong. They were actually found to have not committed the crime. Well, Donald Trump called for the death penalty for the Central Park Five. Now, a member of the Exonerated Five is a newly elected city councilman in New York, Yusef Salaam. Another one, y'all out here making it seem like Donald Trump gave you reparations. Well, say it with me. If it's PPP, it ain't free. If it's PPP, it ain't free. Let me tell you just how ain't free it is. See, PPP loans were designed to provide relief from folks who had been impacted by COVID, specifically folks who are business owners. There was another type of loan, an EIDL loan. And the SBA, for those of you who don't know acronyms, again, recognizing my political privilege, the Small Business Administration has a little entity called the Office of the Inspector General, OIG. Through those investigations, and let me get my numbers right, those investigations led to over 1,000 indictments, led to 800 plus arrests, led to 529 convictions for folks who engaged in PPP and EIDL fraud. So again, say it with me. If it's PPP, it ain't free. You didn't get no free money then. He ain't offering you no free money now. And in fact, he probably trying to get your money. So for the Blacks for Trump that are still not convinced and Donald Trump is your guy, there's the part two. Maybe I'll see you on the other side of that in truth.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, I'm not going to play part two. I don't want the video to be too long. She essentially goes on to imply that Trump is racist, just like she did with the Central Park 5 thing. She's going to talk about Trump and housing discrimination and things that happened back in the 70s, right? This is what they do anytime black people are showing that, hey, you know what? We may just not vote for Democrats at a 90% clip this time in this election, right? As black people, we don't feel like Biden has run this country in a way that has benefited the American people as a whole and us, right? Again, look at the economy. Look at inflation. Look at housing. Housing is unaffordable. Mortgage rates are north of 8%. Okay, it is damn near impossible for somebody that is middle class to own a home right now in terms of buying a home. That is, okay? You're basically stuck and locked into the home that you bought when interest rates were much lower and when prices were much lower, aka, you know, before the Biden administration took over. Okay, you're locked into that. Look at crime. Crime is terrorizing black neighborhoods. You have criminals walking free, running these cities because of woke progressive DAs that have been funded by Democrat supporters like George Soros, okay? And you also have woke mayors like Brandon Johnson that also have advocated for defunding the police. All these things have hurt black people. You have open borders because of the Biden administration, which has hurt black people. Again, all these things have hurt America in general. Now, despite all this stuff, Angela Ree feels the need to come out here and to fact check the misinformation that black people believe about what Trump did for black people. And this is the problem with how a lot of these black people think, right? I'm so serious. Black people have to stop thinking about what XYZ president did specifically for a certain group of people, because the president of the United States is not the president of white people, black people, Latino people, Asian people, whoever. No, he's the president of all people. Okay. So we have to get out of this mindset of, well, what is the president doing for, this person or that person based off their race? That's not how the president's supposed to govern. However, there are policies that Trump enacted in the mindset of, okay, well, we're going to enact some policies in order to try to correct some things that have disproportionately negatively impacted black people. Like, for example, when it comes to the First Step Act. Now the liberals, they want to try to discredit Trump for that. Well, that legislation was in the works before Trump. Well, okay, Trump still signed it, right? Was it a net positive or a net negative? Okay. Oh, well, Trump pardoned some black people, but he didn't pardon all black people. Well, is Trump supposed to let all criminals out of jail now? Right. He was letting out nonviolent drug offenders. Okay. Which I think, generally speaking, most people agree with. Okay. But I guess Trump is supposed to let out the violent black people too, because again, remember, according to these people, locking up black people is racist, right? Trump increases funding for HBCUs. These same black liberals, like Angela Ree and Roland Martin, they have videos where they're debunking that, where they're trying to tear down Trump for doing something good for black people. Trump enacted opportunity zones. Trump has done a number of policies with black people in mind. Now, again, I think that these policies as a whole were designed to try to benefit America, not just black people. But he's done a number of things with black people in mind as a whole. And then you got these black liberals that come out here and they want to tear it down. But I'm not sure, at least in regards to what I can recall, has Biden attempted to do any of these things at all? One of the big things under the Biden administration was police reform, which I don't believe that we need. We don't need police reform, okay? Because black people are not being hunted down and indiscriminately killed by police officers. I also don't believe that police are even a top 10 issue in the black community in regards to police brutality. Maybe, having more police in the black community in regards to lack of police, yeah, that probably is an issue. That's a top issue because of crime, but not the other way around. Has Biden even done that? Biden hasn't done anything when it comes to police reform. Biden hasn't done anything when it comes to the so-called promises that he's made to black people. He hasn't done anything except virtue signal. He made Juneteenth a holiday. But Trump has consistently delivered for all Americans, including black people. Again, I can go through a list of things that Trump has done. Okay? Black poverty reached a historic low in 2019. You had over $100 billion in private investment that is projected to be invested in minority communities because of opportunity zones. 1.4 million more black Americans found a job between President Trump's election and February 2020. Trump has expanded school choice. Trump enacted permanent increases in funding for HBCUs. Trump simplified the FAFSA process, which, some people argued that the form is too complicated for minorities to fill out, right? So, the Trump administration, they simplified it, aka made it easier for people to get access to money to go to college. It's amazing how Trump does these things, and you know what the black bourgeoisie does? They come out here and they tear it down. Oh, no, you don't understand. He didn't do enough. Meanwhile, again, I'm having trouble thinking about all the things that Biden has done to the level of Trump when it comes to this issue. But again, most importantly, the point I want to drive home here, guys, is that black people have to stop thinking in this way of which, well, what did the president do for black people? No, what did the president do for the whole country? Because if the president is running the whole country in a way that is not good, then everybody's going to suffer. Under Trump, everybody prospered, okay? White Americans prospered, Latino Americans prospered, Black Americans prospered, Asian Americans prospered, everybody prospered. That's because the country under Trump was in a much better place economically because of his economic policies. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Again, along with all the other things that I've talked about. You got to understand, we have to get out of this mindset. These people are going to come out here and they're going to talk about Biden. They're going to pitch Biden. But under Biden, black people are suffering just like the rest of this country. It is much more preferable to have a great president who promises no race anything, right? Who says, I'm just going to be a great president for everybody, in which the economy works for everybody like it did under Trump, than to have a president that promises the world to black people, that lies to black people like liberals do all the time, and then runs the economy and runs the country like shit. Because black people gonna suffer. It doesn't matter all the promises they made. I mean, they're not fulfilling those promises anyways. But still, even if Biden did enact police reform, do you think that would be helping black people? Right? If Biden signed some anti-lynching hate crime bill, which a lot of these black woke revolutionaries beg for, I don't know why. I'm not sure exactly how many black people is that going to save. But anyways, if he did it, would that help black people? No. But again, you do know what does help black people? A great economy, okay? A strong border, being tough on crime, having good foreign policy. It's amazing. It really is. So again, I want you guys to understand, this is how these black liberals work. When people like Cardi B, who are ignorant on politics, come out and endorse socialism, they endorse Biden, they endorse bad policies for black folks. Oh, let's clap for them, right? She should better speak her piece. But when Sexyy Red comes out and endorses Trump, even if it's for the wrong reasons, oh, we have to correct her. We have to make sure that she's not spewing this misinformation because too many black people are thinking about voting for Orange Man. We have to let black people know and remind black people that this guy is racist and you shouldn't vote for him because he's racist. As if Biden wasn't hanging out with members of the Klan, okay? As if Biden didn't support segregationist policies that Kamala Harris called out, his vice president called out on a debate stage at a Democratic debate. It's amazing how these people operate. Everything they accuse Trump of when it comes to bigotry, Biden has done worse. But here's the difference. Trump had a great economy, right? Trump's economy worked for black people. Biden's economy is not working for black people. Biden's economy is working for nobody, really. Let's keep it 100. Trump's economy worked for everybody. Biden's economy ain't working for nobody. But again, they want you to come out here and to vote for Biden, though. I'm telling you, these people are the biggest sellouts. Black liberals that come out here and shield for Democrats and policies that objectively are just not only bad for black people, but bad for the country. These are the people that are selling you out. Because there's no good reason, considering the current state of this country, not just for black people, but for everybody, that anybody should be out here trying to course correct or do damage control because black people are like, you know what, I'm going to vote for the other guy, right? I'm going to vote for the guy in which the economy was great under everybody. It's amazing stuff. They would much rather see black people vote Democrat than to prosper. And again, this is why these people are the real sellouts in the black community. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.